And we're off. All right, let's stand up. Let's take a nice big wide stance. Have a nice big stretch through the body. Let the hips sway side to side. Start to deepen that breath in and out of the nose. A little bit of a side bend. Move the head. Drop into one side, chin to chest. Just dropping the head back. Massage the back of the neck. And then we'll move specifically onto the neck by cradling, elbow up to the ceiling, dropping the head, and with this left arm I'm mirroring you, just melt the fingers down, leaning it away. So try to think about the head of this arm bone reaching for the side wall. So we're not overstraining, we're just cradling the head and allowing a softening neck release on that left side of the neck. Keep pulling the arm, the head of the arm bone away, finding space in the shoulder joint. And then slowly switch, support the head, drop the head to one side, extend the arm, reach through to the fingers, really active hand, the head of the arm, out of that ball and socket joint, just a light little tug to find space in the shoulder joint and allow a little bit more of a neck release. Once more each side, but we change the angle of the head. So this time I'm still cradling the head, but dropping the head forwards a little bit and taking your arm a little bit behind you. And just notice for any sensations there, reaching for the wall behind, reaching the arm away, and using your fingers around the neck here, just to notice what's going on, see if there's any stress, tension there that you can coax out. We'll brush the chin across the chest to change sides. So again, it's as if the head's come down maybe 20 degrees or so, just to change the angle and the emphasis of the stretch. Again, your extended arm on the other side, just reaching a little bit back. Nice soft jaw, reaching into the fingers. And then slowly releasing, head to the center. Clasp the hands in front of you. Chin to chest this time, soften the knees around the back. So the knees up to the arms, around the back. It's almost like you're forming a beach ball shape. Have a go at separating the shoulder blades and then drawing the shoulder blades down towards the waist and taking the head from one armpit to the other. So gentle movement in the neck, stretching the back of the body. And then for our counter stretch, press away from the floor, lift the shoulders, clasp behind the back to form one fist. Shoulders back and down, elbows still a little bit of bent, and open across the collarbone. Here, if your neck's okay with this, drop your head back, jaw opens, and taking the head, small movement side to side. Fabulous. Let's take the legs wide, arms wide. Feet slightly turned out. Let's just make sure we can bend the knees and keep the knees, ankles nice and happy. And with the arms extended, try to think about isolating the ribs moving side to side, the way we would reach side to go into a triangle. Shoulders back and down, squeeze the glutes. Let's have a nice neutral position for the hip flexors. And we'll just start by taking the arms, the upper body to the side wall, and then across to the other wall. Keeping the shoulders down, try to isolate as though the rib cage is just gliding side to side on a table, and we'll add on a lateral flexion of the spine in a moment. So try to think about gripping the floor. Can we keep the feet active? Even have a go at curling the toes up, so you're really spreading the weight across the ball of the feet. You'll feel like the activation of the quads, the kneecaps coming up into the thighs. And then let's all meet up on your right side. Turn the right palm to face up and lengthen through the spine and reach up and over into a side bend. Keep squeezing the glutes, the bottom sticking out here. Active into the fingers, my hands are spread wide. Squeeze the glutes, fire up your core and back to our starting position, side to side. Breathing deeply in and out of the nose. And we'll all meet on the left side. Flip the left palm to face up. And then reach up and over, thinking about lengthening up through the crown of the head. Active through the legs. So hips come slightly forward as you squeeze the glutes. You may even get a little bit of a hip Release here, reaching into the fingers, squeeze the glutes, core fired up, and then back to the center. Well done. Just shrug out. We're going to take the Pilates roll down, pace to fours, cat-cow, down dog, and then pace it back. If you can't do weight bearing on the hands, you just concentrate on the Pilates roll down and roll up. So when you're ready, come to the back of your space, and we're flexing from the top of the spine down. So think about a piece of spaghetti that's cooking from the top down. So first of all, chin to chest. As we're looking down at the knees, we can check the knees are forwards, the toes are forwards. So take out any tone out in the feet, and then let the gaze just fall wherever. The arms are heavy. We're feeling release down the back of the body, and we're taking it slow enough. We don't have many repetitions of this. So just feel that heaviness, gravity, release on the back of the body. Now, whilst we may spend a fair bit of the day in a rounded position of the back, it's with tension. When we're looking at a computer screen, we're straining forwards, we're looking at a book, it's with a rounding of the back with tension. We want to now breathe some life into the spine and regain that lovely, supple, soft, responsive nature to the soft tissue. So we're trying to take a nice, slow, steady forward fold, pausing like a rag doll in your forward fold, feeling any tension flowing out the back, down the arms and out the fingers, out the crown of the head. Pausing here just for one more moment. And then we'll soften the knees to pace the hands forwards and come to all fours. Knees down, release the toes. We'll breathe in and look up, stretch the front of the body, stick the bottom out, really exaggerate that curve. And then the opposite, chin to chest, press away from the floor through the heels of the hands, underside knuckles, fingertips, knees, shins, tops of the feet. Lift the navel to the ceiling, separate the shoulder blades. And down dog, we tuck the toes. We can pace the hands forwards a little bit, and then lift the hips and start to pedal it through from one foot to the other. So starting to regain any length lost in the spine, spreading the weight across the hands, and have a go at that compromise between a little bit of engagement between the shoulder blades, yet wrapping the shoulder blades a little bit around towards the sides of the body. So we're just finding engagement around the whole of the upper back to support the body, and then taking a breath, just expand in all directions. If you need to come down to the knees at any point, and do so, and child pose is always there for you. But otherwise, just another breath here. Let's check in with the knees, that the knees are not knocking together. Knees forwards, toes forwards, sit bones riding up the wall behind you. Lovely stretch of the backs of the legs, neck nice and soft, no tension there, you can shake out the head. To pace the hands back, place a imaginary glass on either side of the body, and let's try and switch on all those stabilizing muscles of the core as we soften the knees and pace the hands back the way a cat would move without unnecessary wavering side to side. Absolute control until we're back in our forward fold. Release out the hands, the wrists, and we rebuild the spine from the base up. Start to straighten the legs. Building blocks up the spine, one on top of the other, so the head is the last to come up. Doing well. Fabulous. At the top, roll the shoulders back and down. Brilliant. We're going to take a twist for the spine now, using kind of an Utkatasana and a prayer twist. So standing facing me, feet hip distance apart. Sorry, I'm at an angle. Let's breathe in, opening the arms wide, reaching up. Now, keeping the knees forwards, feet are under the hips. Squeeze the glutes, and now bend the knees into our first chair. So just checking that we've got a nice position in the knees, ankles all in line with the hips. Reaching into the fingers, any niggles in your shoulders, soften the curves of the arm. In a moment, we'll be taking that prayer twist, or if you're a fan like me of Adrienne, you make a fist and you use that as leverage to take a twist. So let's first of all spread the weight over the balls of the feet, Press into the floor, squeeze the glutes and come up to standing, squeezing. Let's get ready to add on that prayer twist. Breathe in, open the chest wide, a little bit of a back bend here if your back's ready. And then keep the hands in prayer, bend the knees so they're tracking over the ankles. Let's make the right elbow hook on the outside of the left knee and add on that twist. We're pausing here for a moment. We want the knees square to the front toes, still pointing forwards. We're using the elbow on the outside of the knee to give us that leverage to twist, maybe look over the shoulder. You'll notice that it's difficult. We have to be mindful in order to keep this left hip from hinging back. So keep thinking about your right hip crease being drawn back. You can create a fist so your top hand has got something to push against. Stick with it. Feel the weight across the ball of the feet. Squeeze the glutes, engage the core. Now press away from the floor, back up to standing. We've got the other side. Breathe in and reach, squeeze the glutes. Lengthen into the fingertips. Hands come into prayer, stay in prayer. And we're taking the twist to the other side. Knees bend forwards, hook the elbow. And start to take a twist for the spine. Knees pointing forwards, toes forwards. That spirit level, across the knees, hips in line, everything stays square. It's head, neck, shoulders, rib cage, spiraling around, this time to the right. Try to keep that gap between the ears and the shoulders. Option to make a fist to press against to increase that twist. Level out the knees. Firm up the core, spread the weight over the feet, release, and we're opening. Now, either one more step or we're adding on a lunge. So see how you're feeling. That's quite strenuous to stick with that if you wish. Let's breathe in and open the arms wide, optional back bend. Hands in prayer, and let's hook the elbow on the outside of the knee, taking a twist. Now, the freed up knee on the other side. See if you can peel the heel off the floor so we're on the toe. So we're starting to think about, could we take the weight out of that foot? Don't worry if you're not there. Open level class. So we're just picking out whatever you feel you can do to start up the morning. So if you're ready, have a go at gliding that back leg into a lunge. Otherwise, we're sticking with that prayer twist, which I think we can agree is strenuous enough for first thing in the morning. You're doing well. Breathe into your twist. And then let's ease out. So wherever you are, stepping forwards. I fell, it's fine, it's an iron, it's fine. Stand tall, open the arms wide, a nice deep breath in. We're going to your other side. So hook the elbow on the other side, and we're freeing up your other leg. So see if you can peel the heel up, maybe come onto the toe, and that may be where you are today. Just work with where you are on the balance on that particular side. If you wish, you can start to extend that free leg behind. I've done that side. Trying to stand where you'll see me. So your freed up leg, we take a lunge back, and it just becomes a deeper twist and a little bit more of a balance. So to come out, you either glide your leg back, or fingers can come to the floor in order to step forwards. Let's take a nice deep breath in, stretch open wide. This is the last time, and hands come to heart center. Brilliant. Separate the feet and have a nice shrug. Twist, release. We're taking a victory squat. So legs stay nice and wide, feet slightly turned out. Squeeze the glutes and let's bend the knees. Try to get the knees tracking over towards the toes, inner thighs up to the ceiling, bottom tuck, long spine, long neck. We'll start with wringing out the arms. Arms out wide. Now try to lead this movement from the top of the arm bow, the ball, humeral head, rolling forwards And then drawing a big arc to roll back. So almost like leaving the hand behind, but we're doing one arm, we're doing both arms together. So think about leading from the top of the arm, drawing back, up, and forwards, forwards, up, and back, chest wide open. Let's try and keep the core engaged. Nice deep breath, breathing out and round your chin can come forwards. Breathing in and melt the shoulder blades down the spine. Keep going with the breath, drawing that nice big arc. Leading with the upper arm, and we can melt down. Last one here. And open across the chest, melt the arms down. Let's keep the right hand, right arm on the thigh. The left arm, we're extending out to the side. Now draw that same sort of arc forwards, up, back and down, but then leave it there. Palm facing up, and let your ear drop down, right ear to right shoulder. Pausing here, now so much going on here. Try to spread the weight over the feet, grip the floor with the feet. Inner thighs up to the ceiling, glutes are strong, bottom slightly tucked. Chest open, and you want to feel like you've got a bowling ball on this hand. Just let the arm drop back, head's heavy. Try not to collapse here, so we've still got a long neck. Breathing into this, feeling an openness, chest opener, plus this neck release. Nice deep breaths, legs toning. Keep the squeeze between the glutes. And one more breath, opening across the chest. Feel that top shoulder blade moving back and down towards the waist. One more breath, and then melt the arm to the center. Support the head up to center, and we're going to the other side. Left arm with the forearm, just helping to keep the knee from collapsing forwards. Drop the head, extend your other arm, and then draw the big arc, forwards, up, back and down, and just feel weight into the palm of the hand. Jaw nice and soft, and just find that chest opening as the arm goes back beyond, past the center line of the body to the back wall, and we get that neck release, nice soft jaw, inner thigh stretch, glutes strong. Nice deep breath in and out of the nose. Amazing. Really enjoy that little release. Take a mental note of how the shoulder blade on this side feels. Try to draw the arm bone out of the socket ever so slightly. So we're creating space in the shoulder blade back and down. Now the head, we want to support it after that neck release. Support the head, tone, heel the feet in and slowly lift the head. We're coming down to sit on our bottoms. Your way, we can take a roll down, or maybe you're already there. Let's have the legs out in front of you, sitting on the bottom. All right, we're going to start with the right foot into the left thigh. Feet up, toes up to the ceiling, sitting up tall. So move the flesh away, and we'll take a forward fold. Nice deep breath in, being the longest you can be. Try and soften down through the thighs, and then chin to chest, rounding down, and we start to pace the hands forwards. We're here just for a couple of breaths, same as at the beginning. So I was saying that it's good to sometimes take a softening, relaxed, mindful rounding of the back. We're really letting the head drop, and you'll notice sensations maybe in the back of the neck, the upper back, around the shoulder blades, where we hold tension. Here, this is just about kind of regaining control of that supple, spongy quality of the muscles, releasing any tension. And we're also getting a nice hamstring stretch, that outstretched left leg. Nice soft breath, no forcing, maybe holding on wherever the hands fall along the leg. One more nice deep breath here, but it's a slightly different breath. So stay where you are. Shift under breath. We'll breathe in, fill the lungs, and fill into maximum capacity, and then we hold, retain the breath for as long as is comfortable. So for some of us, that might be 2 rounds of breath we fit in here. Others, it might be 1, but it's just going to the edge of that comfort zone. And then when we breathe out, we want to breathe out any tension where we found we were holding it. So just releasing with that out breath. Tummy bottom back to the spine at the end of that exhalation. Head's going to be last to come up. Slowly pace the hands back and rebuild the spine. Head last to come up. Brilliant. Other side. Slowly switch legs. Put into the groin. Move the flesh away from your bottom. And then we take that roll down again through the spine. So chin to chest. Folding. And going slow enough that you can notice any sensations along the way. Finding your way into a forward fold without forcing. And then when you feel stabilized and settled in your forward fold, let's start to plan to that full inhalation, shift under breath, full inhalation, retention of the breath for as long as you can bear. Where you're thinking, keep in mind any area in the body that's holding tension, and it's that full exhalation, tummy bottom back to the spine, where we let it go. So when you're ready, let's take a deep breath in, fill the lungs, feel that expansion in all directions of the ribs. Keep breathing in, almost to the point of kind of desperation. Feel you're at your limit. Hold the breath, hold the breath. Start to find that calming phase where we're holding the breath, where everything becomes still. You can have a heightened awareness. Notice where your area of tension is, if there's somewhere in particular, and use that full exhalation to soften down into that area. Tummy bottom back to the spine, fully exhale, fully empty the lungs. Head last to come up, slowly pacing the hands back, rebuilding the spine, and at last of all, lift the head. Well done. We're coming onto our bellies, clasping the hands behind the back. So when you're ready, flip onto your belly, forehead to the floor, clasp the hands behind your back to make one fist, and lift the shoulders right up off the floor. Zip the legs together, press the big toes together, balls of the big toe, sides of the feet together, heels together. Feel that engagement right along the inner thigh. Squeezing the glutes, pelvis into the mat, and lift the shoulders right up off the floor. The clasped hands lifting slightly away from the bottom and towards the heels of the feet. Now, either with the head resting on the floor or floating the head up, but the head stays quite relaxed and heavy. We're floating the arms and legs just a little way off the floor. So keep the head heavy. We can still get a neck release here. And then we're thinking about length through the arms and through the toes, lifting the shoulders right away from the floor. Take a deep breath in, pressing the pelvis into the floor. Really squeeze the legs together for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down, one cheek to the floor and relax. Take a recovery breath. One last time, and then we're flipping onto our backs. You're nearly there. So squeeze, change the grip in your hands. Make one fist. Take a breath in to prepare. Tilt the pelvis, pubic bone into the floor and float up. So the gaze is either down to the floor in front of you or just close the eyes and let the head hang. The lift is through the tops of the shoulders, upper arms, elbows, hands, and the stretch is from the pubic bone down to the toes, the tops of the arms, the shoulders down to the clasped hands, and lifting away from the floor. Feel that engagement between the shoulder blades. And hold, squeeze, lengthen for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Hands under the shoulders and slowly take it back. You can take a child pose here or come straight into supine position on your back, hugging your knees into the chest. Little rock on the spine here. Just connecting the lower spine to the mat. And we're going to take the Pilates 100. So your positions are here. vigorous pumping of the arms, chin tucked, some engagement in the core here, tabletop, curl up, boat, find your position and let's go. We're going to be patting with the palms facing down, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the emphasis, the impulse is down for each count. Are you ready? Should be no pain in the neck, so do rest your head down if there's any discomfort there. So our setup, let's have knees and ankles in line with the hips. Tilt the pelvis, core engage, long neck, shoulder blades in close to the spine, and let's go. Pat down, 2, 3, 4, 5, up, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. 2, 3, 4, 50. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. 2, 3, 4. I think that's 100. We'll call it 100. Knees into the chest. Have a little rock on the spine. We're ready for a bridge. Place the feet so you can just skim the backs of the heels with the fingers. Shoulders back and down. Once you've set the knees, ankles, hip distance apart, let the arms rest. So with soft arms, imprint the spine, squeeze the glutes, press the balls of the feet into the floor. Have a go lifting the toes and really pressing across the balls of the feet. Find that tilt in the pelvis, knees still tracking forwards over the toes, start to peel up through the spine. Can we do this keeping the arms soft? Chin tucked in towards the neck, slowly, slowly peeling up. Keeping the chin in line with the sternum and the navel. And we're lifting as high as you can go. See if you can keep the toes lifted so that you're really spreading the weight or have an awareness across the balls of the feet. And we're also just exercising those muscles under the foot. Squeezing the glutes, taking the hips as high as they'll go, and we're taking that phased lowering. So come to your maximum lift, squeeze your glutes, spread your toes to see if you can picture what will be like almost a centimetre gap between each of your toes. Take a deep breath in, tilt the pelvis maximally, and then lower the top whilst the shoulders to the floor. Take a breath in, tilt the pelvis, and as you breathe out, come down to the mid-shoulder blades. Tummy bottom back to the spine, like that shiver under breath. Go to the end of the exhalation. Breathe in, feel expansion in the ribs. Pause, tilt, and come just to the lower edge of your shoulder blades. Here we're pressing into the heels of the feet, the balls of the feet, and we're dragging the shoulders down, so we've got this lovely neck release whilst we're working the spine mobility. Take a deep breath in, hold, re-tilt the pelvis, and then come down to where a bra strap would be. Tummy bottom back to the spine, empty the lungs. You're doing well. Breathe in, hold, tilt, and come to maybe just the top of that lower curve in the back. Take a deep breath in, expand in all directions, tilt, and then come to that midpoint in that lower curve. Last one, you're nearly there. Deep breath in, tilt, and slowly, slowly, slowly as you breathe out, lowering the whole of the base of the spine. Separate the feet as wide as the mat and let the knees fall together. Close the eyes for a moment and just let the body settle. When you're ready, from this position, Place the right ankle on the left knee and just open out the hip. Using the corresponding, the right hand to just massage, give it a good squeeze to the top of the hip, maybe press the hip away. And then taking it into being a glute stretch, we can thread the hands around the back of that left thigh and start to waver slightly over to your left until you get that sweet spot in your hip, and pause there. So knees out to the side, external rotation of the hip, and try to keep the sit bones on the floor. So we reduce the power of the stretch if we peel the sit bones up. Try to plaster the four corners of the torso into the floor. And then we switch sides when you're ready. Left ankle to right thigh, allow the knee to fall out. Give a little massage to those muscles at the top of the leg. A little bit of a stretch there. And then we draw into the chest. Shoulders back and down, and just feel a little bit of rocking until you find a nice stretch, releasing the hip. So we can increase that stretch by flexing the top foot, toes curled up to the knee. The top knee out, pointing towards the side wall. And pressing both sit bones towards the floor. Nice deep breath. In and out of the nose, letting everything settle. You know this is the last thing. So you can take a moment to hug both knees into the chest, a little rock on the spine. And when you come up, if you come up, rolling onto one side so you don't get dizzy. And my goodness, it's already time.